So I'm taking you to the kitchen. As my client wanted an open kitchen, so and also good size of entry for the kitchen was what was in her mind right from the start of the project. So she was always behind me that we want the kitchen to be very spacious, and I want a huge entry wherein the kitchen should not look very compact, and it should give a very good and fresh appeal. So I think I have made justice to her requirements. So I'll take you inside to the tour of the kitchen. So in the kitchen, this is the service platform. So service platform also I have used for the kitchen counter and most of the counter in the entire house. I have used G7 as the material. So G7 is a stone which is actually very, it gives a glassy kind of effect, and it gives a very calm and a subtle effect. So now the storage element for the kitchen, I have used acrylic dual tone. One is white and the other is a blue tone acrylic which I have used. This blue is also not the typical blue, it is a blue with a little bit of grey, because the theme of the house is actually a white and a grey theme. So if you just focus on the flooring size is again 4 by 2, and it is a matte flooring with a design with a subtle design in it. So this grey element actually gives a good blend to the entire kitchen designing. The backsplash tiles also I'll be explaining you in the due course of time are also with a blend of grey and white. So that's how this flooring came into picture. We opted for this flooring because of the pattern in it. Because we had selected the flooring and the kitchen countertop before, we wanted even the platform to dwell with, platform to give a grand and a unique look. So that is how G7 was the material what we opted for kitchen. But before using G7, my client was actually a bit hesitant into using it with regards to stains and with regards to the maintenance front. So that was the reason this G7, we got a sample from the vendor, and we had tried the sample with very tough stains with regards to being very much sure of using the material. So that video is also there in my series Ashiana. If you want, you can just go through that video so that you understand the selection of the stone has gone through so many parameters, and only once we were sure about that, we made sure that we are using G7 for the kitchen countertop. So service countertop is G7. This is actually acrylic, and I have used, she was very much specific of what she wanted. So the handle selection and everything has been finalized by her. So she wanted a run-through handle. I was suggesting lip profile rather than going for the regular profile handles. I was recommending her lip profile, but she was very sure that no, Bhakti, I don't want lip profile. I want to go for this kind of handles only. So to balance the decor element with the acrylic, which is the blue and the white, I had used this grey brush finish handles. So these are openable shutter to stack in the big amount of storage. The entire hardware used here is the tandems are used by EFCO, and the other hardware is completely by Hafele. So this is an openable shutter. These are two tandems. So there is a small utility section drawer here as well. The inner laminate used for the kitchen is grey. She wanted a complete glossy grey for the inner, not the white or the regular fabric laminate. She was very keen in having this grey laminate, so that is how the inner laminate is a grey one. So again, these are all soft close, and tandem, as I mentioned, you are by EFCO. So there is one more tandem drawer below this, and this is again a shutter. So this shutter takes care of the crockery unit and the other storage elements with regards to the kitchen area. So it is a soft close one. So as you see, it goes on very softly. Now this is a tall crockery unit. So crockery unit, she wanted a full length crockery unit. So I had gone for profile fluted glass profile handle, profile shutters. So the handle, if you see, it is a full length profile section. So it is very much comfortable and easier to open. So I have gone for two vertical profile lights. on the right and the left. I purposely didn't add it in the ceiling area because already we have mirror. I have used mirror here. So using mirror for the kitchen or for the bar unit or for the crockery area becomes a bit tricky because we just can't place the entire length mirror. Since we have these glass shelves, so in order to take care of the breakage issues and in order to make it more friendlier and easy to maintain, we usually get this in parts. So we have to, we have to give the sizes of each and every slot, the side two slots and the back slots, and then we have to first install those sliders and then the glass shelves. So this is the journey of the crockery unit. You see a full vast range of the crockery on the display. Because of having mirror on the back and on the side, the illusion effect of the crockery comes to a great it adds a substance. It adds altogether a new substance because it makes you feel, it makes the crockery unit feel very large and very huge. So this is how the client also wanted, and this was the suggestion from our end to have mirror. I haven't added beveling here because adding beveling in this kind of mirrors becomes tricky because of the placement of glass shelves. Many a times the beveling, because of beveling we usually have to keep a gap. So if I keep a gap, again the back laminate would be visible. So that is how beveling was eliminated here in this unit and even in the bar unit. So moving ahead from the crockery area, this is a soft close. So that is how I am not closing the door, but I want it to go on its own so that you understand the technicalities of each and every unit. This is a dry pantry area. She was very keen of having just the glass shelves. She was very much particular that I don't want any sort of baskets, be it tandem or be it SS. She just wanted a tall dry pantry with the glass shelves. So this is how I have used, like I've already explained about the side, the laminate, which is the inner laminate, that is grey glossy laminate, and followed by adjustable glass shelves, so that in case if she wants an adjustment here, if she wants something position of a, something tall or something long to be kept in the pantry unit, this glass can easily be removed and kept below, and the entire area gets accessible. So this part of the area is an extension. Actually, there was earlier a kitchen flower bed here, but we incorporated that in the kitchen area because we wanted the kitchen to look big, and since it is an open kitchen, we had a challenge of utilizing the space to the fullest. So the false ceiling over here exactly above me, it is made up of ACP. I have used ACP white, which is matching to my acrylic. Acrylic what I have used is again by Cincolite. It is a brand. It is a brand. It is made in Thailand. It is an imported one. I have been using Cincolite since a lot. For a lot of my projects because of the flexibility of shades. So whatever shades are available in the Asian Paint Mastercards, we can get the same shades for the acrylic. So acrylic actually comes in white, but then because of the treatment done, we can come to the exact shade which we are wanting for. So then the limitation of the palette or limitation of shade doesn't play a vital role because of the flexibility of getting too many options in the color shade. So that is how I use acrylic by Cincolite, which is again like made in Thailand. And this is not a sponsored video. I am just explaining you the entire material which I use in my projects. So as I mentioned, the false ceiling exactly above me, this was an extension of the kitchen. So since we have extended this area, there are a few pipes again running through. That is the reason the height of this area, if you just compare the height of the main kitchen and the height of this area, there is a level difference. So to nullify that effect, I wanted it to have that whiteness, I wanted it to be broad. So I had used a material which is ACP. ACP is the material which I usually use in my kitchen and the washroom area. Wherever there are chances, all the water prone areas, my personal favorite is using ACP. Now window also, I had lowered down the window. I had not lowered down it much, I had lowered down to a comfortable height, so that it becomes easier, like when you are handling some things here and somebody from the down is having a look, or even from the side flats, the view is a comforting one. We didn't want it to disturb the privacy. So that is the reason why we maintained a height of 18 inches from the floor level, so that it gives a low feeling, it gives long windows, it gives a feeling of long windows, but at the same time privacy front is also taken care of. So framing for the window is composite marble. The window section which we have used are domal sections. These are basically 3-track windows. So 2-track glass and 1-track mosquito mesh. Apart from that, the grill, fabricated grill which is used outside is the half grill, which is also painted white, because painting that in again white oil paint makes the look of the grill, it minimalizes the effect and it gives that openness which we wanted. Apart from that, there are two SS rods which are given for just like smallest the dry area kind of thing. That was her requirement, so we had given her those two steel rods as well. Now let me talk about this area. Here we have the kitchen pipes. The inlet outlet pipe of the kitchen actually runs around from this area. So this area was very crucial for us. We wanted the pipes to be enclosed, but at the same time there are a lot of maintenance which comes here in our society, because this society being, there are many things which are getting repaired in the society. So in case of any access to those pipes, I didn't wanted the panel on the screws wherein they have to call the carpenter, they have to get it unscrewed and then the panel is opening. I wanted a very comfortable opening so that any person can open it. Also there was one more challenge here, like I didn't want to waste any sort of space. So the side spaces adjoining the pipe area, the kitchen brooms or the kitchen mops, the taller brooms, the mops, the regular brooms, it gets fitted in this area. So this is again acrylic. This also is acrylic. The handle which I have provisioned here is a concealed handle. This is again in the grey finish. This is brush finished with a mirror back paint here. So when I open this, there are the pipes. There is the inlet of the main MGL gas connection. The side area which I mentioned can be utilized to keep brooms and other necessary kitchen related utility stuff. So it's a soft close, it will close on its own. Now this area. This area was a bit complicated because she wanted the matka to be placed here, and even I wanted the matka to be here because the proximity to the window. So earthen matkas which we traditionally have in our Indian homes, it has a lot of emotions, it has a lot of science as well. So drinking water from that earthenware, from the matka, it gives a very soothing and a very cooling effect. It actually quenches your thirst. Also, it is auspicious, like most of we Hindus, we prefer having those ghadas or matkas in our houses, so that there is a positivity which is associated with our roots. So this is that place where the matka is going to be. The matka is not a very big one, but a very mid-sized matka. So this is completely taking care of the matka which is already having. So it is like around 300 mm by 300 mm. So medium size matka can easily be fitted here. Above this, I have given her slots to hang glasses. So it becomes very much easier for having that water storage here with the glasses. Also the water purifier is positioned here so that everything becomes in one sink. Now this area, this is handleless and there is a slot here. So all the storage with regards to bottles or anything as such could be stacked here. So the entire section becomes functional. This pipe area is also utilized because we have the side space here. It is openable, so in case of emergency access or any maintenance kind of thing, you do not have to call anyone. It is completely friendly. At the same time, having white shade here nullifies the presence of storage, which was the primary thing which I took as a challenge, because I didn't want it to symbolize that heaviness in the kitchen. So addition of white was my insistence. It was I who was very much firm of having that white element, especially in the critical areas, to nullify the effect of storage. So now let's move on to the kitchen sink. Now this is the area of the kitchen sink. As I told you, the material which we have used is G7. The backsplash tiles what we have used are again abstract. It is a random. It is not with a particular design. You see the random flow of different motifs and different patterns, but the base color is grey and white. So which is making justice to the floor tiles, which is making justice to the G7, which is even making justice to the entire decor what we have in the kitchen. So backsplash I have maintained at a height of 600 mm, which is 2 feet. The kitchen sink, she wanted 2 big bowls, so that even while maid is in the kitchen, or even while she is in the kitchen, or in case of any festivities, it is not a congested one. The faucet what we have used are again flexible faucets. So you have the shower kind of flow here. So it becomes easier to regulate the flow, and this black element actually gives a good justice to the addition of grey and white in the kitchen area. The sink what I have used is completely SS matte finish by Nirali. Now this were the trays which she wanted. She was very particular of not having the GTPT arrangement. She wanted that open feel so that it becomes easier for anybody accessing here. So this is just a plain basket. These are customized. I got it made as per the size and as per the requirements of my client. So this is the plain basket which can take care of all the vessels or the utensils after after washing. You can just keep it here for drying. This area is for the plate section, and the rest balance is again multi-utility. Now here we have a duct just adjoining me on the left side. There is a duct area. So this duct area, we had an option of closing this and giving some shelves here, but because it is a duct, there are chances of the natural light traveling in the house. So this was my client's recommendation, that she wanted a frosted glass here so that it is it is lit. I mean, even the natural light is coming in the kitchen in the daytime. So that is how the frosted light came into picture. I had given a provision of a duct exhaust here because it is a duct area. I didn't wanted the foul smell circulating in the kitchen. So apart from having a kitchen chimney, I insisted of having a big size of a good size of exhaust to maintain that freshness in the kitchen. So the side frame which we have used is again composite marble, and she wanted it without any shelf, so that like bottles or any other storage could be stacked in here, and there is a surface, there is a place here to mount things. Now these accessories what you see here are again stickable. She was very firm of having stickable ones, so that she didn't wanted to drill holes. She wanted very minimalistic holes as much as possible to maintain or to take care of the work which was done. So she was against of having that drilling and that screwing things. So she said that she's very much comfortable with the stickable things. So I believed her, and then this is how we got this here. Now this is again a soap dispenser. This is drilled because we even tried here for the stickable option, but it didn't work out. So that is how we got this drill. So this is the soap dispenser. Now below the storage, what you see here, since there are two sinks, there is a good. She was very much firm that she will not want to have a void a storage with the garbage storage with the wet and dry. She wanted a complete open one, so that it becomes flexible for her, that whatever she wants could be stored. And along with that we have the detergent pull out here. So that also the recommendation by her was to have it in SS. So this is the detergent pull out, and the rest area is completely free because she didn't wanted to limitize her by having that boy with the specific size of the dry and wet garbage. So now the tiles what we have used, the basic tile here for the kitchen, the backsplash is grey. So basic is also marble print, but in a very light shade of grey. So let's move ahead to the wash area. Now in the entire house we had this, actually this is the servants bathroom which is given by the society. I mean, this was the original configuration, the original plan. So there was a servants toilet here, but because she didn't wanted that, I recommended. Now as per the layout of the society, this area is designated for the servants bathroom. So since the requirement of my client was very firm that they are not wanting any servants bathroom as such, we had this space to be utilized in some other form. So my suggestion for them was that we will be having this as the laundry area or the wash area. So the position, the appliances which are going to be here are the washing machine and the dryer area. Although the dryer, she is not using the dryer currently, but I have provisioned the space in such a manner that in future if she is getting a dryer, it is just the dryer to be fitted, that's it. No other arrangements to be altered or no other additional changes to be done. So now this area I wanted to cut off from the kitchen area. I didn't want this to be highlighted. So that is the reason I insisted for a glass door. So rather than having a clear glass door, I opted for having a glass door with a wooden framing. So there is a plywood framing which is done from all the peripheral sides, which is again 3 inches wide. So we have used acrylic here because the theme of the entire house, entire kitchen is white and blue acrylic. I wanted this to be in white so that it gets camouflage and it is not much into picture, it is not much into attention. Now the glass, I haven't used a clear glass because I wanted to hide what is inside. So we opted for a frosted glass because the natural daylight will still travel through. And the pattern which I have maintained in the passage area, I have gone for the same customization here in this frosted glass as well, so that the journey, since it is an open kitchen, I didn't want it to have new concepts here in the kitchen. It should be in alignment with the common passage, with the living room and with the dining room as such. So the handle again is a concealed handle rather than popping out, because this being the wash area, also there are two bowls here, so at times if there are two ladies handling this area, I didn't wanted any sort of injuries or any sort of accidents as such. So having a concealed handle actually suffices the purpose. This is again grey finish, grey matte finish with a back painted slot here. So this grey is in alignment with the backsplash and with the alignment with the floor tile as well. So now this area is the designated area for the washing machine and for the dryer as such. The way I mentioned, I even have a tap here. So for the regular mopping and regular day-to-day cleaning by the maid, this is the area which could be in utility. So now the width of the span of this toilet or this bathroom was a comfortable one. So even by placing the washing machine, there is still an add-on area which is there. So it becomes very much easy and comfortable for the maid to handle, to keep the mop and keep the other essential supplies over here. So this place is going to be designated for the washing machine, and the above space, the vertical space, could be installed, could be used for the drying, for the installation of the dryer. So when I mentioned that when you have a dryer, usually there is just a pipe which is around 6 to 7 inches in diameter. So the hot air, it is just the passage of the hot air and minor water, comes out of the pipe. So this glass, actually this is on screws, so whenever they go for the dryer, there is only this glass which will be opened up, and the pipe would be, this glass will be cutting the glass as per the pipe diameter, and then the entire area comes to utility when the placement of dryer, when they will be going for the dryer. Now for the storage, with regards to the detergent and with regards to a lot of toiletries which are associated with the washing area, she only wanted the 2 glass shelves. So these glass shelves are also the old one which she already had in her house. So we had just buffed it, we have just cleaned it, buffed it, and we have positioned it here. So electrical also, there are 2 switches, one which will take care of the washing machine and the others which will take care of the dryer area. So this is basically the laundry area. And as I told you, it is completely getting a cut off. It is very much difficult to make it out that there is a laundry area here. So the lights which are used in the laundry area are also only pure white, because we don't have any aesthetics involved inside. So I just went for the plain white lights. Also we have not done any sort of false ceiling there because it was not required. Now this area being the sink area, since we have the sink here, she wanted a small fan here because in case of, many a times it happens that it becomes very congested when there are 2-3 ladies working, and here in New Bombay, especially in us, especially in this society, because of the proximity of creek, there is a lot of moisture in it, a lot of humidity. So especially during the summer, it becomes too hot. So that was the reason she insisted of having a fan here. So we have a fan here, and the panel lights what I have here are also 15 watts each. Now this area could have been utilized for having lot of shelves, open shelves, but because they all are very tall, she didn't wanted any hurdle or any hindrance which will be obstructing the regular passage or the regular in and out flow. So that is why we had just gone for 2 shelves, and this is just merely for aesthetics, because there are a lot of storage which is there in the kitchen, and to be very frank, too much of storage also spoils the look and feel of the kitchen. So it is only the 2 glass shelves which are positioned here, which can be for some bottles or just for artifacts, the way I have positioned it here. Now the top space we have utilized for loft. if you see on a whole, the loft in the main kitchen and the loft here, there is a difference in the height because this area is sunken area. That is the reason why this loft sizing, if you see, the alignment, if you see, this loft is a bit lower in comparison to the main loft. So handles again are profile handles which are running through the length of through the width of the loft, and these are again the top opening one. So it is easier to access. So this was regarding the washing area and the kitchen sink area. Now the main kitchen. So this is my main platform. Entire platform massively is made up of tandem. The tandem unit which we have used here are EPCO. This is acrylic, and the rest is again the profile handles through and through. So the inner laminate which is used is also grey gloss, which I have already explained with the other section. So this is one tandem with a soft close, the other tandem followed by other tandem. Now for the cutlery, she was very much specific that she is against using PVC cutlery tray. So she wanted an SS304 cutlery tray, that too customized as per her existing cutlery. So we had literally measured every spoon, every cutlery, whatever she is going to have here. So everything was measured, and I got it customized and I got it done in SS304 because that was her requirement. So this what you see is a cutlery tray with a perforated cutlery tray, taking care of my client's existing cutlery. Now this is again a tandem unit. This is also a tandem unit. This is a spice pull-out. For spice pull-out also she was very much specific of having it in SS304. So this is the spice rack, spice pull-out, which is again soft close but in SS304. These are again two tandem. I am not going to open and show because this is again the same tandem. So for this section, since this section is actually designed in such a manner that it is going to be used for stacking of the heavy duty containers for rice and for atta. So that is how this is the drawer which is going to be used for that. But I didn't want it to waste the top space, so there is one more drawer lined up here which again takes care of the other utility as well. So this is handleless, and I by mistake I use this, but it has to be opened from the bottom. So this is the drawer which takes care of other supplies as well, and this drawer is designed exclusively for keeping heavy containers. So the tandem what you see here is a heavy duty one which will take care of that load. Now this is also another utility tandem drawer, and this is basically the place, the rolling shutter for the appliances. So your mixer, grinder and the other appliances could be kept here. So then this becomes rolling, it becomes easier. For the lower part is for mixer, grinder, then we have for microwave and OTG. So this is because they all are very tall, this is designed as per their standards and as per their height requirements. So this was it for the lower arrangement of the main platform. Now I will explain you for the display area. So now this is a bifold shutter. There is one more thing which I missed out. Actually, since this platform stretches up till there, this area also could be utilized for having a proper mixer grinder arrangement, because I have designed it in two places. If she wants, she can keep it inside. If she wants, she can keep it here. Also the mixer, because it is going in the depth, the mixer always will be hidden. It will be very much easier to access and use. The lower part of this area is I have not given a magic corner here because this lower section is actually utilized from the other end of the house, which is from the passage area. So that is how there is no magic corner or there is no corner shelves here. But yes, this corner above is of a very vital usage. So I have provisioned a bifold shutter here. So if you see, this is a bifold fluted profile glass shutter, and the base is acrylic, but the back and the side shelves are again with grey gloss laminates, and she was very much specific of having the glass shelves as per her requirements. So everything what you see here is customized as per the client's requirement. She also wanted one shelf here. So if you see this section, there is only one glass shelf, and this section has three. So there are basically 4 compartments here and 2 here. So for the taller unit, for the taller bottles or whatever she is intending to use here comes to utility. So for closure, this is the way it will be closed. Now again, this is a fluted profile panel. For this fluted section for the display, I haven't used clear glass. This is a frosty glass which I have used, so that there is no complete view from outside, because it's an open kitchen. That also was a parameter to be taken care of. Now regarding the gas, I also insisted her not to go for a gas hob rather than go for a sleek gas stove. She agreed with that, and that is how this Elica gas stove, she preferred using the 4-burner Elica gas stove. Even the chimney is by CAF. The chimney is again having this slant because they are all very tall. They didn't, I mean, it is very difficult. If at all we would have gone for the regular chimney, day-to-day handling would have been difficult because of the client's height. So this is the provision for the chimney by CAF. Now again I have profile shutters here, which again takes care of the crockery and the multi-utility thing. There is one more profile which is here. So all the hinges, all the fixtures in the kitchen are by Hafele, and the tandem I have used EFCO Live Smart. So this is about the kitchen main platform. Electrical is also, these are all the additional switches, I mean dummy what we have, because these days, because of the technology or because of new gadgets, new appliances coming in, there is always better to have provisions for the future requirements. So this is a blank space for 3 such slots. So in case if this existing switches or existing configuration doesn't suffice, they don't have to run here and there. It is just the additional add-on which we already have. So there is one more switch socket which I have provided here. So in case of already we have dedicated slots for all the appliances, but as I mentioned, in future if there is some add-on coming up, so we have given a slot of switch socket here, and then the other switch socket which takes care of. Now you might have been thinking that I have not given any provision for the onion and potato storages which we usually have in kitchen. So my client was very firm of having the open SS slot with open SS rack, which usually we get for storage of onion and potatoes, because it has the freshness. She was very firm of having her old rack which she is using for onion and potatoes, which is actually going to be positioned here. So that is why this place is currently empty, and that is the designing of the entire kitchen. I have explained you the flooring, I have explained you the main platform, I have explained you the backsplash, I have explained you the plumbing arrangements as well. Now what is left is about the false ceiling. The false ceiling I have maintained complete flat, because we wanted to make use of the height for the loft storage as well. So the entire loft runs here in the L manner, in the L shape, so that the things which are not frequently used could be stacked in the loft area. So apart from that, the circulation of space, I wanted this because we have made the kitchen look bigger. It is actually big. So that is how every inch and every thing was discussed in detail with regards to everything, with regards to the plate sizes, with regards to the utensils, with regards to the containers, because I didn't wanted her to buy everything new, because I think that is not recommended. Whatever you have, if it is in a good shape, if it is in a good form, if it is in a good way to go, I feel it should be recycled and reused. So that is how there is a balance of having a glass which is for display and the glass which is frosted, so that you can definitely use the things which you had. Now for refrigerator, she was very much fond of having this refrigerator by Bosch, so which has a reversible door. So this is the refrigerator space. So we earlier were thinking of using the existing refrigerator what she had, but then later on, as the work started going on with the design of the kitchen, she thought that let me go for a new refrigerator. So this is how the Bosch refrigerator has come up. So I had insisted her that whatever she is wanting to have in the kitchen, it is better to have it, at least finalize it before we are designing, so that there is no space alteration or there is no congestion later on. So the fridge was decided much earlier, but it was still, we were not very much firm that which fridge is going to come. So that is how this partition, if you see, it has an allowance again of 4 more inches, so that because I was not sure that which fridge is going on, I had given an additional buffer of 4 inches. So the entry what you see in the kitchen is a comfortable entry. If you see diagonally, this comes to around 42 inches. So it is very much comfortable for the entry, for accessing the service platform, for accessing the crockery, for accessing the dry pantry, window, because window also we had lowered it down. So I don't wanted that boring kitchen window with a smaller size, so that it is just a peekaboo. You just go and see. Now here while cooking, she has a complete view. So that gives a freshness, that gives a volume, and that makes the look and feel of the kitchen very, very airy and a comfortable one to, even if there are 3 or 4 ladies at a time standing in the kitchen, it will still be comfortable. So that's it from the kitchen side. I have covered almost everything in the kitchen, but regarding if you are still wanting to understand more of it, the more detailing of it, like with regards to the sizing, with regards to the internal ergonomics of the kitchen, the drawings, the technical stuff, then I'll be floating that detailing of this flat as well. So that's it from my side for the kitchen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching the entire video. If you resonate with my content, do like, share, comment and subscribe my channel. Thank you.